The complete works of Swami Vivekananda, Volume 6, Section 4, Epistles. 57. Brooklyn, 20th December 1894. Dear Mrs. Bull, I arrived in New York, where Landsberg met me at the depot. I proceeded at once to Brooklyn, where I arrived in time. We had a nice evening. Several gentlemen belonging to the Ethical Cultural Society came to see me. Next Sunday we shall have a lecture. Dr. Janes was, as usual, very kind and good, and Mr. Higgins is as practical as ever. Here alone in New York, I find more men interested in religion than in any other city, and do not know why here the interest is more amongst men than women. Herewith I stand a copy of that pamphlet Mr. Higgins had published about me. Hope to send more in the future. With my love to Mrs. Palmer and all the Holy Family, I remain yours obediently, Vivekanand. 58 228 W. 39, New York, 17th Jan 1895. Dear Sarada, your two letters are to hand, as also the two of Ram Dayal Babu. I have got the bill of lading, but it will be long before the goods arrive, unless one arranges for the prompt dispatch of goods. They take about 6 months to come. It is 4 months since Hara Mohan wrote that the Rudraksha beads and the cushion mat had been dispatched, but there is no news of their whereabout yet. The thing is, when the goods reach England, the agent of the company here gives me notice, and about a month later the goods arrive. I received your bill of lading about 3 weeks ago, but no signs of the notice. Only the goods sent by Raja of Khetri arrived quickly. Most probably he spent a lot of money for them. However, it is a matter of congratulation that goods do arrive without fail in this region of Patala at the other end of the globe. I shall let you know as soon as the goods come. Now keep quiet for at least 3 months. Now it's the time for you to apply yourself to start the magazine. Tell Ram Dayal Babu that though the gentleman of whom he speaks, he be a competent person. I am not in a position to have anybody in America at present. What about your article on Tibet? When it is published in the Mirror, send me a copy. Come here, come here is a task for you. Conduct that magazine. Thrust it on people and make them subscribe to it. And don't be afraid. What work do you expect from men of little hearts? Nothing in the world. You must have an iron will if you would cross the ocean. You must be strong enough to pierce mountains. I am coming next winter. We shall set the world on fire. Let those who will join us and be blessed, and those that won't come come will lag behind forever and ever. Let them do so. You gird up your loins and keep yourself ready. Never mind anything. In your lips and hands of the goddess of learning will make her sit. The Lord of infinite power will be seated on your chest. You will do works that will strike the world with wonder. By the by, cannot you shorten your name a bit, my boy? What a long, long name. A single name enough to fill a volume. Well, you hear people say that Lord's name keeps away death. It is not a simple name, Hari, mind you. It is those deep and sonorous names such as Destroyer of Bhaga, and Naraka. subduer of the pride of Tripura, demon of the three cities, giver of infinite and endless blessing, and so forth. That put to wrote King that and his whole play. Won't it look nice if you simply simplify yours a little? But it is too late, I am afraid, as it has already been abroad. But believe me, it is the world entrancing, that defining name that you have got. Yours affectionate Vivekananda. P.S. Through the whole of Bengal, and for the matter of that, the whole of India into convulsion. Start center at different places. The Bhagavata has reached me. The Bhagavata has reached me. A very nice addition indeed. But people in this country have not at the least inclination for studying Sanskrit. Hence, there is very little hope for its sale. There may be a little in England, but there for there, many are interested in studying Sanskrit. Give my special thanks to the editor. I hope his noble attempt will meet with complete success. I shall try my best to push his book here. I have sent this prospectus of prospectus to different places. Tell Ramadayal Babu that the flourishing trade can be set on foot with England and America in moong, moong dal or hal dal, etc. Dal soup will have to have a go if properly introduced. There will be a good demand for these things if they be sent from home house to house in a small pack with direct from cooking on them and a deposit separated for storing a quantity of them. Similarly, buddies too will have a good market. We want an enterprising spirit. Nothing is done by leading idle lives. If anyone forms a company and exports Indian goods here and into England, it will be good trade. But they are lazy set, enamored of child marriage and nothing else. The full name which Swami Trigunatika, to whom this letter was addressed, bore at first was Swami Trigunatikananda. Hence, Swamiji pleasantly about it. 59. 54 West 33 Street, New York, 9th February 1895. Dear Sanyal, Paramahamsadeva was my guru, and whatever I may think of him is in point of greatness. Why should the world think like me? And if you press the point here hard, you will spoil everything. The idea of worshipping the Guru or as God is nowhere to be met with outside India or outside Bengal, for other people are not yet ready to take up the idea. Many would fain associate my name with themselves. I belong to them, but when it comes of doing something I want, they are nowhere. So selfish is the whole world. I shall consider myself absolved from a debt of the obligations when I succeed in purchasing some land for mother. I don't care for anything after that. In this dire in this dire winter, I have traveled across mountains and over snow at dead of night and collected a little fund, and I shall have peace of mind when a plot is secured for mother. Henceforth address my letter as above, which is to be my permanent seat from now. Try to send me an English translation of the Yoga Asishta Yoga Vasishta Ramayan. Yoga Vasishta Ramayan. Don't forget those books I asked to before. Sanskrit Narada and Shandilya Sutra. Hope is the greatest of misery. Hope is the greatest of misery. The highest bliss lies in giving up hope. Yours affectionate Vivekanand. 60th, 54 West 33 Street, New York, 14 Feb 1895. Dear Mrs. Bull, accept my heartfelt gratitude for your motherly advice. I hope I will be able to carry out them in life. How can I express my gratitude to you for what you have already done for me and my work, and my eternal gratitude to you for your offerings to do something more this year? But I sincerely believe that you ought to turn all your help to Miss Farmer's Green Acres work this year. India can wait as she is waiting centuries, and an immediate work at hand should always have the preference. Again, according to Manu, collecting funds even for a good work is not good for sannyasin, and I have begun to feel that the old sages were right. Hope is the greatest misery. Despair is the greatest happiness. Hope is greatest misery. Despair is the greatest happiness. It appears like a hallucination. I am getting out of them. I was in this childish idea of doing things or doing this and doing that, giving up all desires and be at peace. Have neither peop- have neither friends nor fears, and live alone. Thus shall we travel, having neither friends nor fears, neither pleasure nor pain, neither desire nor jealousy, neither injuring no creating, been the cause of injury of no creations. From mountain to mountain, from village to village, preaching the name of Lord. Seek no help from high or low, from above and below. Desire nothing, and look upon this vanishing panorama as a witness and let it pass. Perhaps this mad desire were necessary to bring me over to this country, and I thank the Lord for the experience. I am very happy now. Between Mr. Landsberg and me, we cook some rice and lentils or barley and quietly eat it and write something or read or receive visits from poor people who want to learn something, and thus I feel I am more a sannyasi now than ever I was in America. In wealth is the fear of poverty, in knowledge the fear of ignorance, in beauty the fear of age, in fame the fear of backbiters, in success the fear of jealousy, even in body is the fear of death. Everything in this earth is fraught with fear. He alone is fearless who has given up everything. I went to see Vairagyam. He alone is fearless who has given up everything. That is Vairagyam. I went to see Miss Corbin the other day, and Miss Farmer and Miss Thursby were also there. We had a nice half hour, and she wants me to hold some classes in her home from next Sunday. I am no more seeking for these things. If they come, the Lord be blessed. If not, blessed more be He. Again, accept my eternal gratitude. Yours devoted son, Vivekanand. 61. 54 West 33 Street, New York, 21st March 1895. Dear Mrs. Bull, I am astonished to hear the scandals the Ramabai circle are indulging in about me. Don't you see, Mrs. Bull, that however a man may conduct himself, there will always be a person who invent the blacklist lies about him. At Chicago, I had such things every day against me, and these women are invariably the very Christians of Christians. I am going to have a series of paid lectures in my rooms downstairs, which will sit about 100 persons, and that will cover the expenses. I am in no great hurry about the money to be sent to India. I will wait. Is Miss Farmer with you? Is Mrs. Pick at Chicago? Have you seen Josephine Locke? Miss Hamlin has been very kind to me and does all she can to help me. My master used to say that these names, as Hindus, Christians, etc., stand as great bars to all brotherly feelings between men and men. We must try to break them down first. They have lost all their good powers, and now only stand has been baneful influences under whose black magic even the best of us behave like demons. Well, we will have to work hard and must succeed. That is why I desire so much to have a center. Organization has its faults, no doubt, but without that, nothing can be done. And here I am afraid I will have to differ from you that no one ever succeeded in keeping the society in good humor and at the same time did great works. One must work as the dictate comes from within, and then if it is right and good, society is bound to wear round, perhaps centuries after one is dead and gone. We must plunge heart and soul and body with the work, and until we be ready to sacrifice everything else to one idea and to one alone, we never will see the light. Those that want to help mankind must take their own pleasure and pain, name and fame and all sort of interest, and make a bundle of them and throw them into the sea, and then come to the Lord. This is what all the masters said and did. I went to Miss Corbin's last Saturday and told her that I should not be able to come to whole my classes anymore. Was it ever in the history of the world that any great work was done by a rich man? In the heart, it is the heart and the brain that do it ever and ever, not the purse. My idea and all my life with it, and to the God for help, to none else. This is the only secret of success. I am sure you are one with me here. My love to Mrs. Thursby and Mrs. Adam. Ever yours in grateful affection, Vivekananda. 62, 62, 54 West 33 Street, New York, 11th April 1895. Dear Mrs. Bull, I am going away to the country tomorrow to see Mr. Legit's for a few days. A little fresh air will do me good, I hope. I have given up the project of removing from this house just now, as it will be too expensive, and moreover, it is not advisable to change just now. I am working it up slowly. I send you here with the letter from HH, the Maharaja of Khetri, also enclose a slip on Gurjan oil for leprosy. Miss Hamlin has been helping me a good deal. I am very grateful to her. She is very kind and I hope sincere. She want me to be introduced to the right kind of people. This is the second edition of the Hold Yourself Steady business. I am afraid the only right sort of people are those whom the Lord sends. That it's what I understand in my life's experience. They alone can and will help me. As for the rest, Lord help them in a mass and save me from them. Every one of my friend thought it would end nothing, would end in nothing. This my getting up quarters all by myself, and no ladies would ever come here. Miss Hamlin specially thought that she or her right sort of people were way up from such things as to go and listen to a man who lives by himself in a poor lodging, but the right kind came for all that night, day and night, and she too. Lord, how hard it is for a man to believe it. Thy and thy mercies, Shiva Shiva. Where is a right kind? Where is a bad mother? Where is the bad mother? It is all he, in the tiger and in the lamb, in the saint, in the sinner, and all he. In him I have taken my refuge, body, soul, and Atman. Will he leave me now after carrying me in his arms all my life? Not a drop will be in the ocean, not a twig in the deepest forest, not a crumb in the house of the God of wealth. If the Lord is not merciful, streams will be in the desert, beggars will have plenty. If he wills it, he sees the sparrows fall. Has this but words, mother or literal, mother or literal, actual life, truths of this kind, this right sort of presentation. Thou art my right, thou my wrong, my Shiva. Lord, since a child I have taken refuge in thy. Thou wilt be with me in the tropics or at the poles, on the top of the mountains or in the depth of the ocean. My stay, my guide in life, my refuge, my friend, my teacher, my God, my real self. Thou wilt never leave me, never. I know it for sure. Sometimes I become weak, been alone and struggling against the modes. My God, and I think of human health. Save thou me forever from this weakness, and may I never seek for help from any being but die. If a man puts his trust in another good man, he is never betrayed, never forsaken. Wilt thou forsake me? Father of all good, thou who knowest that all my life I am thy servant, thin alone. Wilt thou give me over to be played upon by others, or dragged down by evil? He will never leave me, I am sure, mother. Your ever obedient son, Vivekananda. 63. USA, 11th April 1895. My dear Shashi, you write that you have recovered from your illness, but you must henceforth be very careful. Late dinners or unwholesome food or living in a stinking place may bring on a relapse and make it hard to escape the clutches of malaria. First of all, you should hire a small garden house. You may get one for 30 or 40 rupees. Secondly, see that cooking and drinking water be filtered. A bamboo filter of a big size will do. Water is the cause of all sort of disease. It is not the clearness or dirtiness of water, but it's been full of disease germs that causes diseases. Let the water be boiled and filtered. You must all pay attention to your health first. A cook, a servant, clean bed, and timely meal. These are absolutely necessary. Please see that all these suggestions be carried out in toto. The success of your undertaking depends wholly upon your mutual love. There is no good in store so long as malice and jealousy and egoism will prevail. Kali's pamphlet is very well written and has no exaggeration. Know that talking ill of others in private is a sin. You must wholly avoid it. Many things may occur to the mind, but it gradually makes a mountain of the molehill if you try to express them. Everything is ended if you forgive and forget. It is welcome news that Sri Ramakrishna's festival was celebrated with great eclat. You must try so that there is a muster of 100,000 people next year. Put your energies together to start a magazine. Shiners won't do any more. He who has infinite patience and infinite energy at his back will alone succeed. You must pay special attention to study. Do you understand? You must not huddle together too many fools. I shall be glad if you bring together a few real men. Why don't hear even a single one opening his lips? You disturbed sweets at the festival, and there was singing by some parties, mostly idlers. True, but I don't hear what spiritual food you have given. So long as that nil admiratory attitude is not gone, you will not be able to do anything, and none of you will have courage. Bullies are always cowards. Take up everyone with sympathy, whether he believes in Sri Ramakrishna or not. If anybody comes to you for vain dispute, politely withdraw yourself. You must express your sympathy with people of all sects. When these cardinal virtues will be manifested in you, then only you will be able to work with great energy. Otherwise, mere taking the name of Guru will not do. However, there is no doubt that this year festivals has been a great success and you deserve special thanks for it. But you must push forward. Do you see? What is Sharad doing? Never shall you be able to know anything if you persist in pleading ignorance. We want something of the higher tone that will appeal to the intelligence of the learned. It won't do merely to get up musical parties and all that. Not only will this festival be his memorial, but also the central union of any intense propaganda of his doctrine. All will come in good time, but at time I fret and stamp like a leashed hound. Onward and forward, my old watchword. I am doing well. No use going back to India in a hurry. Summon all your energies and set yourself to work, heart and soul. That will really be heroic. Yours affectionately, Vivekanand. 64. 54 West, 33 Street, New York, 25th April 1895. Dear Mrs. Bull, the day before yesterday, I received a kind note from Miss Farmer, including a check for $100 for the Barber House lectures. She is coming to New York next Saturday. I will, of course, tell her to put my name in her circular. And what is more, I cannot do good. I cannot go to Greenacre now. I have already arranged to go to Thousand Island. Wherever that may be, there is a cottage belonging to Miss Dutchler, one of my students, and a few of us will be there in rest and peace, seclusion. I want to manufacture a few yogis out of the materials of the classes, and a busy farm like Greenacre is the last place for that, while the other is quite out of the way, and none of curiosity seekers will dare go there. I am very glad that Miss Hamlin took down the names of 130 persons who come to the Jnana Yoga class. There are 50 more who come on the Wednesday yoga class and about 50 more on the Monday class. Mr. Lensburg had all the names and they will come anyhow. Names and no names. If they do not, other will, and so it will go on. The Lord be praised. Taking down names and giving notice is a big task, no doubt. I am very thankful to both of them for doing that for me, but I am thoroughly persuaded that it is laziness on my part and therefore immortal, immoral, and therefore immoral to depend on others, and always evil comes out of laziness. So henceforth I will do it myself. However, I will be only too glad to take in any one of Miss Hamlin's right sort of person, but unfortunately for me, not one such has yet turned up. It is the duty of the teacher always to turn the right sort out out of the most unrighteous sort of a person I of person. After all, though I am very glad to the young lady Miss Hamlin for the great hope and encouragement she gave me, introducing me to the right sort of New Yorkers, and for the practical help she has given me. I think I had better do my little work with my own hands. I am only glad that you have such a great opinion about Miss Hamlin. I, for one, am glad to know that you will help her and she requires it. But, mother, through the mercy of Ramakrishna, my instinct sizes up, although almost infallibly a human race as soon as I see, and the result is this: you may do anything you please with my affairs. I will not even murmur. I will be only one too glad to take Miss Farmer's advice in spite of ghosts and spooks. Been Behind the spokes, I see a heart of immense love, only covered with a thin film of laudable ambitions. Even that is bound to vanish in the few years. Even I will allow Landsberg to bunky with my affairs from time to time, but here I put a full stop. Help from any other person beside this frightened me. That is all I can say, not only for the help you have given me, but from my instinct, or as I call it, inspiration of my master. I regard you as my mother and will always abide my any advice you may have for me, but only personally. When you settle or when you select a medium, I will beg leave to exercise my choice. That is all. Herewith I send the Englishman gentleman's letter. I have made a few notes on the margin or to expand explain Hindustan's word. Herewith I send English gentleman's letter. I have made a few notes on the margin to explain Hindustani's word. Your obedient son Vivekanand.